Today is September 5th, just 4 days after those monsoon storms rocked Las Vegas. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how much the water levels have come up here at the lake. I'm also going to show you guys some photos taken of Lake Mead both before and after the monsoon storms. We're also going to visit a few old sunken boats that I've been kind of using as reference points to really gauge how much the water levels have come up. First stop on our adventure is Boulder Harbor, a part of Lake Mead that hasn't seen water in quite some time. And here's the before and after photos. Man, coming out here, sometimes it almost feels like a different world. A few months ago, you'd come out here and it would be pretty common to see people, in their big Jeeps doing a little off-roading, people fishing, camping, picnicking, swimming, you name it. It would be pretty common to see a bunch of cars out here. But that is not the case anymore. After capturing our before and after shots at Boulder Bay, I decided to head out to Government Wash and check on the speedboat. But one thing I wanted to be super clear on in this video is that it's not just the monsoon and tropical storm rains that are contributing to the rise in water levels. Do they help? Absolutely. But some of the other factors that contribute to the Lake Mead water levels include the release of water from Glen Canyon Dam, other tributaries that pour into Lake Mead such as the Muddy River and the Virgin River, and of course any other rainfall that trickles down from the mountains and canyon walls. Okay everybody, so we just made it to the Government Wash area where the famous speedboat is. Now, I got a feeling it's either going to be fully submerged, or if it's not, it's probably going to be poking its head out just a little bit. So let's go down there and take a look. Check it out. I was right. It's not quite down under as of just yet, but it's just barely poking its head above the water. Let's go in for a closer look. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get close enough so I can line up these shots so I can show you guys the before and after. Because it looks like there's a pretty good separation here. All right, everybody, there it is, a little bit closer. If you didn't know that that was a sunken speedboat, you'd probably come out here and just think it was like vegetation or a rock or a little island. You can see here the road has been completely disrupted by the water. You used to be able to take your vehicle all the way up there, but not anymore. Damn it, I need a haircut. Now today the water level measures at 1,066 feet and some change. My prediction is once the water level hits 1,068 feet, that speedboat is going to be gone. And remember, the water levels out here are projected to hit 1,070 feet by the end of February 2024. We're definitely not going to wait till February to come back here, but as soon as they get another good downpour or there's a little bit of rain in the area, we're definitely going to come back. After checking out Government Wash and documenting this week's photo, I made my way out to Boulder Beach to check on a couple favorite boats of mine. I've been pretty anxious to see what things look like out there and compare them to my previous visit. Now we're going to make our way out to our boat friends, and my prediction is they're either going to be fully submerged or they're just barely going to be poking out of the water. Let's go see. If you ever make it out to Lake Mead, you got to just stroll along the beach and take a look at these views. So amazing. I think it's only about 101 degrees as of right now, and it's not supposed to get too entirely hot today. So we're going to be able to cover a lot of ground without dying. What in the HE double hockey sticks is this? Did someone build a grave? Well, that's kind of creepy. Moving on. Well, if you look closely in the center of the camera, you can see that one boat is still kind of bobbing out there. We're going to talk a little bit more about that one in a second, but we're going to get a little closer first. One of my viewers was telling me that that one probably won't ever go all the way underwater because it's actually floating, which does make sense. If there's a motor in the back, which I'm pretty sure there is, that could be kind of anchoring it down, which probably caused an air pocket to develop in the front of the boat. So it probably won't ever go under. But it's still a pretty cool thing to look at. If there's one thing about Lake Mead that is never disappointing, it's the color of that water. And I'm not talking about this stuff that's just right up here, but that emerald crystal blue watercolor that you see. This is actually becoming an island again. Who knows, maybe in a few months this buoy will actually be relevant. Water's starting to creep up closer to Pyramid Island. Uh-oh guys, I think I see the boat. I think I see it. And if that's it, that means then this sucker is underwater. I don't even think we're gonna be able to get out to it. Oh my God, its time has finally come. The SS Minnow is finally underwater. I had a feeling it wasn't gonna take too much more before that sucker went under. I feel like me and this boat shared a lot of great times. Just took my shoes and socks off because I do want to try to walk around the boat so that way I can get those before and after shots and get a closer look. Just seems like yesterday I was out here seeing this thing on land. Who knows when the last time this thing was underwater too? If you guys know, let me know. Now for those of you who are about to ask, and I know you're about to ask because everyone asks the same question every video, why didn't the park get rid of the boats when they had their chance? Well, here's why. According to 8newsnow.com, when asked if there are plans to remove the boats, the NPS, National Park Service, wrote, "There are many sunken boats at Lake Mead, some of which are historic structures. As vessels continue to surface, park staff document their locations and assess for potential hazards or threats to environmental or human safety. But it is not standard park policy to remove a boat from the lake due to it being labor-intensive, multifaceted, and costly process." Now further on in that article, the NPS also said, it's important to remember that removing anything from National Park Service land is illegal. If personal effects are found on the beach or the open water, visitors can leave these items at nearby ranger stations or drop them off at entrance stations before they leave the park. Personal effects meaning like sunglasses, hats, things like that. The NPS told 8 News Now, otherwise, if items are found within or part of a larger area for a sunken vessel, they should leave the items alone and call Lake Mead Dispatch. There's the thing you know. Okay, so that's enough of Boulder Bay for now. Now I'm going to show you guys the next location. So let's do the Genie and get out there quick. And we're back. All right, everybody, so now we made it out to Las Vegas Wash, just underneath Lake Las Vegas. And as you can see, it looks like somebody painted the town brown. The water out here doesn't usually look like this. But I tell you what, there's all sorts of things in that runoff. We're gonna hike further down there by that bigger waterfall down there. But I kind of wanted to give you guys a bird's eye view from up top. I wish I would have brought my bigger lens, but you can see in the center of the camera there where the water's pouring out. And you can see where the water went. All that grass and weeds that's just bent over right there. That water was up a lot higher. But it looks like there's a dude down there behind that little utility box. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but I would imagine it would have something to do with the water out here. Then you got the idiot stopping on the bridge. It's going to cause an accident. And then he's going to get pissed off at his insurance agent because they're not going to cover the damage. Idiots. Now part of the reason why I wanted to come out over here is because I was on TikTok and I saw a lot of picture and video that showcased a lot of trash and debris and garbage in the Las Vegas Wash and in Lake Las Vegas. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of trash and debris up here, but we're going to head further up there a little later on and check it out for ourselves. I mean, you can't believe everything you see on the internet, and that's exactly why we're out here. We're investigating. Okay, we just hydrated. Now we're going to make our way down into the Las Vegas wash. I actually just checked the temp too, and surprisingly, it's only 93 degrees out here. But I tell you what, you walk around a couple miles in this heat, carrying a camera and a backpack, it heats up pretty quick. PU. It definitely smells like raw sex fluids that have been festering on bed sheets for like 3 weeks down here. PU. Anyway, let's get closer. Fun fact, according to files.lasvegasnevada.gov, the storm sewer system carries the runoff discharge from various ground surfaces and rain events onto the city streets and routes it into curbside catch basins. This untreated stormwater runoff carries many pollutants, including leaves, sediment, cigarette butts, pet waste, oils, grease, fertilizers, pesticides, and other chemicals to the Las Vegas wash, and eventually Lake Mead. Again, this water is untreated before it goes into Lake Mead. That means all that water collected on the Las Vegas Strip, including the water flowing through the Linq Hotel and Casino parking garage, is just going directly into the lake. Ugh, probably full of feces and junkie needles. Now, in case you've been living under a rock, bridge, tunnel, and you haven't heard, Las Vegas recently got pounded with a bunch of rain from a monsoon storm. I'm not kidding. They got pounded harder than a porn star at the Playboy Mansion. Well, you get the idea. Anyways, there was flash floods all throughout the valley, and I was able to capture a little bit of the lighter flooding on the Las Vegas Strip. And all the footage that you're seeing right now was shot by me for the few short hours that I was in Las Vegas. But just how much rain did Las Vegas get? Well, that depends on what part of the valley that you're talking about. According to KTNV.com, rain totals across the valley were as low as a quarter inch and as high as nearly 3 inches in some places. It was reported that the far east side of the valley had some of the highest rain totals, and the Las Vegas wash area saw rainfall around 3 to 3.75 inches. Here's an image from that same article that shows the different parts of the valley and how much rain they got. Feel free to pause the video here if you need to. Now, for those of you asking about the homeless people and if they got out in time or if any of them died, here's what I can tell you. Now, the city did put up notices in advance letting the homeless people in the tunnels know about the storm and where they could go for assistance. The rest is up to them. As far as how many died, well, I'm going to say that's undetermined for now. I did find one article on CBS News talking about how it was believed that one person may have drowned as the storms swept across the valley, but they didn't specify if it was a homeless person in the tunnels or not. And it could be a while before there is an official body count. And a question that a lot of you guys had in reference to my previous video was, is anyone cleaning up all the trash that's piling up along the storm drains and going into the tunnels? Well, the answer that I'm going to give you is, I really don't think so. So I did a lot of research to see if there was any regular cleanups scheduled for the storm drains, tunnels, etc., etc. And the only information that I could find is that city officials do their best to clean them up before a major storm. And in the areas where I saw flooding on the Strip, staff of the hotels and other businesses were coming out to clean up what they could. On the other hand, I did see a lot of staff from certain hotels that I won't name because I do go to Las Vegas pretty often, and I do plan on moving there. But certain hotel staff was just pushing the trash back into the storm drains. Pretty sad. And as far as Lake Las Vegas goes, here is a photo that I pulled from 8 News Now Las Vegas, showing how much debris and trash made its way into the lake. Now, an eyewitness said, "This is the worst I've ever seen it. It was absolutely all the way to the other edge, covered." Now, this photo was taken on September 2nd, so it's been a few days, but that article also stated as quickly as the debris came, most of it was gone by the following Sunday, just 2 days before I made my visit.